All of this is something you can do on our architecture. The other thing you can do with our architecture is everywhere.
Right.
And so if you're a developer and you develop on Nvidia, you can run it on AWS, GCP, Azure, HP, Dell, IBM, anywhere.
But how is it? But you can't. Everything's on allocation. You say we can do that, but nobody has enough Nvidia product, correct? Does Mark Zuckerberg have enough Nvidia with 350,000 chips?
Well, we're in the beginning of this AI computing ramp.
Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang talks about the versatility of Nvidia's architecture, which works across various cloud services, and the increasing demand for their chips in AI computing. He stresses the need for collaboration with customers to ensure efficient chip delivery and long-term partnership. Huang emphasizes making AI more accessible by enabling computers to understand human intent without requiring users to learn computer science, drawing parallels to how robots can improve manufacturing processes. AI's integration will enhance productivity across industries. Reflecting on Nvidia's evolution, Huang shares the company's origins in accelerating workloads for gaming, which led to its current leadership in AI. He also highlights his immigrant background and the hard work that fuels Nvidia's continued innovation and growth in AI.
And we're in the beginning of the accelerated computing ramp.
Well, how do you decide who's going to get that?
It's going to last a few years.
How do you decide who's going to be able to get? Then we know that you are tech power. I'm looking at tech power. I can't get enough tech power. So what do? How do I get right with Jensen?
Everybody is right with me. They're fine. So the most important thing is to work together to plan for the delivery of the chips. You got to place the PO, get your data center ready, get all the engineers working on these data centers together. We'll make sure that everybody gets their parts.
And they're all going to be presumably customers for life. You can't just switch if it were just chips, if it were just hardware, then you could be a commodity. You're not commoditized. You're going the other way.
NVIDIA's computing platform, yeah. So the applications that are developed for our hardware runs on our hardware.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you again, as I thanked you for many people, 150 people I saw this weekend who all told me, please tell him thank you. They all also want something that I know is pedestrian and doesn't add value. They want a stock split. Why can't you give it to us?
Well, we'll think about it. Today is not the day to announce it, as you know.
No, I know it. And again, I apologize. It's meretricious.
Yeah, we've done stock splits in the past. One of the things that I really like about stock splits, by the way, is that it makes for the stock purchase for our employees and others.
Yes, that's what Walmart says too.
Yeah, it's a good thing, and we want to make sure that we take care of our employees. They do such an incredible job for us. And
Jensen, 8 billion people did not get a degree in computer science. What are you doing to democratize this world?
We're going to make computers smarter so that they don't have to learn computer science to program a computer. The computer should just understand what we want and what we intend.
But we say, please help me build a factory that can make the best cars. It can do that?
It surely will help a lot. And the reason for that is because you give it a plan, you tell it what are the type of parts that you like to put into it. Eventually, this factory will be a robot that's orchestrating a bunch of manufacturing robots that are building cars that are going to be robotic.
And why do robots look like people?
Well, robots look like people because a couple of reasons. First reason, the most important reason, is that we built the world for ourselves. And so the workstations of a factory, the manufacturing line of a factory was really created for people. And that's the most important reason. The second most important reason is that we have to teach a robot how to be a productive robot. And you need data for that. We're in a world where in order to write a software for a computer, we use data or training examples, and the computer learns from the examples. Well, we have the most examples of human moving around of just about any other form of data.
Now, when you thought of this, were you at Denny's sitting around with some people and saying, you know what, we can do this. It may take 20 years, 30 years, but we're going to do this. When did you think of this?
Well, we started the company in 1993. And our big idea was acceleration, accelerating the work that CPUs are not good at. And if we take that work that the CPU is not good at, and we offload it to something that is incredibly good at it, we can make the overall computer more efficient. That was the big idea.
But that was for a game.
Well, game was the first application.
Okay.
Game was just the first application.
That's a mistake. A lot of people just say you were a gamer. No, you had this
We were
idea.
so good at making that chip for games that people thought we were a game company.
Intel thought you were a game company. I know that you presented there.
We're happy that anybody thinks of us at all. And we were so good at it. And in fact, Nvidia is the world's best game technology chip company today. I'm so proud of the work that we do there. And as you know, games kind of a simulation of the virtual world. And so,
but because of this, because of the whole thing, from Denny's all the way, somehow you are still the underdog. You are hungry. You make it feel like your company's going to go out of business in 30 days.
Jim, that's probably something just related to upbringing. We grew up working hard. My parents worked hard. We're immigrants.
You arrived here before them, when you were 9.
Yeah. And so my older brother brought me to the United States. He was 10. And so we had a 10-year-old bring a 9-year-old to the United States. And so we had quite a great life, but we had to work for it. And we were immigrants, and we took nothing for granted. And my parents work incredibly hard. They work incredibly hard today. And so I think that part of my DNA.
Are they hard workers?
Well, they work super hard.
And what divisions are they in?
I have 2 kids. They both work at Nvidia. It took me a decade to convince them to come work here. They wanted to go do their own thing. And
they want to be a chef?
One wanted to be a world-class chef, and one wanted to be in marketing and an artist. But now both of them are here. One's in marketing and one's an engineer, and so it's really terrific.
They can engineer the best cake ever.
Spencer is in robotics, and Madison is in Omniverse, and so they're doing amazing work.
Okay, so Blackwell, are these the most expensive things on Earth?
Well, this chip is the heart of the Blackwell system.
Okay.
And this is the largest chip the world's ever made. This is made at TSMC. TSMC's 4-nanometer process. And it is so large, we had to take 2 of the largest chips in the world and connect them together into one giant chip. And so that's the Blackwell chip. That chip goes into the Blackwell computer. And this computer, the R&D budget is about $10 billion. It took us, about 3 years or so to make. And what goes into this is supported by a whole bunch of unbelievable networking and high-speed I/O and mountains of software, and it goes into a data center, and this data center becomes an artificial intelligence factory, and it produces artificial intelligence.
Well, can we safely say that if we wanted to have, let's say, 1,000 incredibly smart people at our company, that they would not be collectively even as smart as that?
Well, it depends on the type of smartness.
Okay.
Artificial intelligence is good at emulating us.
Okay.
And so it emulated how we read. And it emulates, in order to emulate how we read and finish sentences and summarize paragraphs, it had to understand what it read. And so in order to emulate us, it had to understand words.
Well, okay, so I visit you 6 years ago, 5 years ago. It's obvious to me when you show me the dog picking up the Jell-O, and then you reward the dog. That I'm seeing something special. I'm painting a Cézanne seascape. It was so obvious, but it took ChatGPT for everybody to know?
Well, ChatGPT is quite an amazing breakthrough. The OpenAI engineers and scientists there.
But it's based on this.
Yeah, I'm very proud that NVIDIA's computers made it possible for ChatGPT to be possible. But their researchers did just unbelievable work. This is going to create jobs. It's going to make companies more productive. When companies are more productive, their earnings improve or their revenues go up. When that happens, they hire more people.
Jensen Huang, CEO of Nvidia, discusses how the company's architecture enables developers to deploy applications across various platforms and how the high demand for Nvidia chips is driving innovation in AI. He highlights the importance of collaboration with customers and the unique ecosystem Nvidia offers through its integration of hardware and software. Huang reflects on Nvidia's evolution from gaming technology to AI leadership and emphasizes the role of AI in democratizing computing and improving productivity. How will AI shape the future of your industry? In what ways can platforms like Nvidia make AI more accessible to everyone?